Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the world of muscle cars that make your heart race and your palms sweat. Today, we're talking about something that's got the entire automotive world buzzing like a hive of angry. The 2026 Chevrolet Chevelle SS 454. If you're a fan of raw American power, classic lines mixed with modern fury, or just love a good comeback story, buckle up because this one's going to be a wild ride. Imagine the thunder of that legendary big block V8 from the 70s, but supercharged into the 21st century with tech that would make the original engineers jealous. We're breaking it all down, from the aggressive stance that turns heads to the gut-punching performance that'll have you grinning ear to ear. Stick around, hit that like button if you're excited, and let's get into why this Chevelle isn't just, that gets better than ever. Picture this. You're rolling up to a car meet, and all eyes are on you because the front end of the 2026 Chevelle SS 454 is pure intimidation wrapped in nostalgia. That sculpted hood isn't just for show, it's bulging with purpose, hinting at the beast lurking underneath, complete with the iconic centered SS 454 badging that's polished to perfection and screams heritage. The razor-thin LED headlights slice through the night like laser beams, giving the car this predatory stare that's equal parts futuristic and old-school muscle. They're adaptive, too, adjusting to your driving conditions so you're never caught off guard in a twisty canyon or a foggy back road. Below them, the massive grille is all business, a blacked-out honeycomb design that sucks in air like it's starving, feeding that supercharged heart while keeping the aero tight for better downforce. It's aggressive without being over the top. And the way the Chevy Bodhi emblem sits proud in the center ties it all back to the golden era of pony cars. From bumper to bumper, the front fascia measures about 75 inches wide, giving it that wide body stance that says, "Don't mess with me." And those fog lights integrated into the lower air dams. They're not just pretty, they're functional, piercing through rain or dust when you're pushing limits on a track day. Overall, the front sets the tone. This isn't a polite commuter. It's a street fighter ready to rumble. Now, let's slide over to the side profile, where the 2026 Chevelle really flexes its muscles and shows off that timeless silhouette that's been sharpened for today's roads. Starting from the long, low hood that stretches out like it's reaching for the horizon, you get this perfect proportion that harks back to the 70s originals but with a modern twist. Think sleek lines that flow seamlessly into the fastback roofline, creating a profile that's aerodynamic yet unmistakably muscular. The wheelbase is around 112 inches, giving it that planted, stable feel whether you're cruising boulevards or carving corners. And the 20-inch staggered alloy wheels wrapped in performance rubber fill out the arches just right, with wider rears for that classic rear-wheel drive bias. The side skirts are subtle but sculpted, hugging the body to reduce drag and add to the aggressive flow, while the door handles are flush-mounted for a cleaner look that screams premium. Chrome accents trim the windows and beltline, catching the sun just enough to remind you of the glory days without going full retro cheese. And those quarter panels? They're flared just enough to accommodate the beefy tires, bulging out like pumped-up biceps. And the SS stripes run the length of the car in matte black or optional racing red, depending on your trim. From the A-pillar to the C-pillar, it's all about balance, roomy enough for real-world usability, but low-slung at about 53 inches tall to keep the center of gravity down. Whether you're parked in a lot or blasting down the highway, the side view turns every drive into a rolling art exhibit, blending that classic Chevelle Coke bottle curve with 21st century precision. Flipping around to the rear, the 2026 Chevelle SS 454 doesn't let up. It's the perfect exclamation point to the whole package, designed to make you want to hit the gas just looking at it. The taillights are full-width LED strips that glow like a neon sign in the dark, slim and modern, but with that signature Chevy triple-element design echoing the originals. They're animated too, sequencing when you brake or signal, adding a touch of showmanship that's subtle during the day but mesmerizing at night. The rear bumper is all muscle, with integrated diffusers that vent hot air from the exhaust while sharpening the aero, and those massive quad exhaust tips chrome or blacked out protrude, just enough to rumble with authority, hinting at the 650 horses waiting to unleash. The decklet spoiler is a low-profile lip that adds downforce without ruining the clean lines, and the SS 454 badge sits centered above it, letting everyone know exactly what they're dealing with. It's wide back here, about 74 inches across, with reverse cameras integrated seamlessly so you don't lose that aggressive vibe even when parking. From the ground up, the rear suspension peeks through the wheels, showing off the performance-tuned setup, and the whole tail end slopes into that fastback shape that keeps the wind from pushing you around at triple-digit speeds. It's not just a backside. It's a statement that this Chevelle means business from every angle, ready to dominate stoplights or straightaways. Step inside the 2026 Chevrolet Chevelle SS 454, and it's like entering a cockpit built for speed demons who still appreciate a touch of luxury. Think high-tech meets hot rod heritage, where every detail is crafted to keep you connected and comfortable. The cabin wraps around you with premium leather seats that hug your body like a glove, heated and ventilated in the front with optional massagers for those long hauls, and they're bolstered just right for cornering without feeling like a race. Seat on steroids. Up front, the dual-zone climate control whispers cool air through vents that look like they're borrowed from a Corvette. And the 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster is customizable. Switch it from classic analog dials to a full holographic display showing boost pressure, G-forces, and lap times if you're tracking it. The steering wheel is thick, leather-wrapped with paddle shifters and thumb grips that feel perfect in your hands. Mounted with buttons for drive modes that let you dial in everything from Eco Cruise to full-on track terror. Infotainment comes alive on the 10.2-inch touchscreen right in the center stack, running Chevy's latest software with wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and over-the-air updates, so it's always fresh. Navigation is baked in with augmented reality overlays that project directions onto the windshield via the head-up display. In the back, there's surprising space for a muscle car room for two adults to stretch out on the 60/40th split folding bench, with Q folders and USB ports galore. Materials everywhere are top-notch. Alcantara on the dash for that suede-like grip, carbon fiber accents on the doors and console, and ambient lighting that shifts colors to match your mood or the drive mode. Storage is smart too, with a deep center console and door pockets that swallow your gear. It's not the roomiest four-seater out there, but for what this car is, a performance icon, the interior nails the balance of driver focus and everyday usability, making you feel like a king every time you slide behind the wheel when it comes to performance. The 2026 Chevrolet Chevelle SS 454 doesn't just deliver, it detonates, blending that legendary big block soul with supercar-level grunt that makes every pedal mash an event. Under the hood, you've got the star of the show, a supercharged 6.2-liter LT4 V8 that's punched up to pay homage to the original 454, pumping out a monstrous 650 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. Yeah, you heard that right, enough to launch you from 0 to 60 in under 3.5 seconds, and hit a quarter mile in the low 11s if you're brave. It's paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission that's lightning quick with those magnesium paddles, or opt for the 6-speed manual for that pure throwback connection where you can row your own gears and feel every shift. The Alpha platform, beefed up from the Camaro's bones, keeps it light at around 3,800 pounds, with a near-perfect 50/50ths weight distribution that lets you carve corners like a scalpel. Magnetic ride control suspension soaks up bumps on the street, but firms up for track duty. And the Brembo brakes 6-piston fronts with massive rotors haul you down from speed with zero drama, thanks to the ABS and stability wizardry. Launch control is dialed in for perfect hole shots, and in track mode, it unleashes full power with torque vectoring that shuffles power to the outside wheel mid-turn for insane grip, fuel economy. It's thirsty at about 14 mpg city and 22 highway. But with a 19-gallon tank, you can still road trip without constant stops. Out on the open road, the exhaust note is symphonic, a deep, guttural roar at idle that builds to a howling banshee wail under boost, turning heads and rattling windows. It's not just fast, it's alive with that V8 shake you feel in your chest, making every drive an adrenaline rush.